The Stanley Kubrick film that served as the inspiration for Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs was a failure, in a case of fiendish irony. The Stanley Kubrick film that set Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs on fire didn't exactly gleam when it was released, which is an example of cinematic irony. Kubrick's criminal thriller bombed at the box office, but it later gained cult acclaim and influenced one of Tarantino's most famous films. Although its daring narrative and avant-garde format may have turned off viewers at the time, decades later, the same aesthetic contributed to the redefining of contemporary cinema. Evidence that even a failure in its own time can serve as a model for greatness in the future. The Stanley Kubrick movie that influenced Quentin Tarantino's explosive debut, Reservoir Dogs, was a box office failure. The Killing, a racecourse heist thriller that came out in 1956, didn't quite take off when it first came out. It did, however, make a lasting impression. Regarding his sources of inspiration, Tarantino has never been reticent. According to News 18, he described The Killing as "my take on that kind of heist movie" in an interview from 1992. He went all out when he declared Reservoir Dogs his favorite heist movie at the Cannes premiere. Non-linear structure, overlapping views, and a slow-burning tension that erupts into pandemonium are all obvious examples of the effect. Based on Lionel White's Clean Break, Stanley Kubrick's film centers on a group of guys who plot a racecourse heist. However, the plot leaps between timelines and points of view rather than proceeding in a linear fashion. For 1956, it was audacious. Perhaps too bold. The audiences were unimpressed. However, its fashion was decades ahead of its time. In Reservoir Dogs, 1992, Quentin Tarantino reloaded that same pattern, substituting razor-edged roughness for noir sophistication and racecourse money for diamonds. Steve Buscemi, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, and Harvey Keitel played characters named Mr. White and Mr. Blonde who are stuck in a warehouse when a heist goes awry.